Yeah, man, we back. We ain't get kicked off yet, man. Now I'm talking about radio. This is your guy 6, man. We back for another week, man. Appreciate y'all sliding back through the crib. It's been another week. Snow finally falling. Be careful, man.
The ice is bad.
The ice is bad, man. Well, we only had like one hit of winter since it started, so we pretty good, man. Appreciate you for coming back. This is the Now I'm Talking About radio show on 91.7 WBXU. You can also stream us live on Radio Artifact, ticket.com. I'm talking about, yeah. And like I said, we got a digital hood now, too. We got a digital crib, so make sure you come through. That's www.sixsensemedia.com, SIXXSENSEMEDIA.com. I'm talking about, yeah. We're gonna get started, man. You see, I got a guest today, just me and the guest today, man. And we got a guy I think y'all really gonna enjoy, and some of y'all might already know. I'm gonna let you introduce yourself.
My name is Derrick Braziel.
Yeah.
That's it? Should I go
That's
more?
that's a very brief introduction for what you do, man. Kind of tell people what you do.
All right, my name is Derrick Braziel. I'm a Pisces. I'm kidding.
I'm a Pisces too, man.
There we go. It's almost Pisces season.
Yeah.
I grew up in Northern Virginia, moved to Cincinnati now almost 10 years ago. I moved here and I saw that Cincinnati is a great city, has some really wonderful things going for it. Tried Skyline, still not on the train yet, but I recognize that the city is really cool. But I saw that in neighborhoods like Over the Rhine, there were some changes that were happening. And in the midst of those changes, people look like you and I were not being involved to participate in what was happening. So myself and two of my friends, we got together and we thought, what can we do as black men to support people who look like us in this neighborhood? Folks that we felt were being displaced. They weren't being involved in decision making. They weren't being invited to participate in the economic revitalization. So we got together and we started an organization named Mortar. And Mortar exists to work in neighborhoods like Over the Rhine that are experiencing gentrification and economic development, and make sure that those indigenous entrepreneurs who more often than not are people of color or minorities, they're being invited to participate, to start and grow businesses and be a part of that economic revitalization in a way that builds community but also builds wealth for themselves, their families, etc. Throughout that time, I've gotten a chance to do some traveling. I love Mexico. Have you been to Mexico?
Never been. I got questions about the traveling, though. I see you be getting busy.
Bro, Mexico is... I'd love to talk to you about Mexico. It's my favorite place in the world. I've been there 13 times. Yeah. And on one of my trips, I tasted these tacos. It's called Tacos al Pastor. And it's like a gyro, but with pork and a whole bunch of different spices in it. And I ate this taco, and I was like, bro, this is incredible. I came back to Cincinnati, and I couldn't find the same taco anywhere else. So, we've been working with all these entrepreneurs, helping them start businesses, and I thought, well, maybe I could start a business selling these tacos. I went back to Mexico again, took a cooking class, came back, I bought a food cart off of eBay. Fast forward to today, I am the CEO, I'm sorry, I can't even say it. I'm the CEO of taco business, and we're hoping to get things off the ground in our second year in February.
Yeah, man. When I first asked you to come on the show, I didn't know about the whole Mortar thing. I just told you about that. All I knew was that you had the taco restaurant. So that's a crazy chain of events, man.
Yeah.
Like I said before, I actually tried out for Mortar also. Real nice program. A lot of the brands that you might know and even patronize around the city have come through there. Good company,
black owned. Esoteric Brewery, first black owned brewery in the history of Cincinnati, came through our first class. Great barbecue place, Sweets and Meats Barbecue. There are a whole bunch of them that have come out of our program. They've started businesses, they've created jobs, they've created wealth for themselves and their families, and they've shown what we've all known, that if given a chance, black people can make positive contributions to our community. You just got to say yes to them and give them a chance.
Yeah. I don't really think that need to be said. We make so many contributions to the community and the culture overall.
For sure.
I don't know why it's mistaken. It's that mistake that we don't have what it takes to do it, man. But it's definitely good to see everybody recognizing their superpowers, man.
Yeah.
I think that's what life is. You watch anime?
Yes, I do.
Anime is pretty much like all of y'all got the juice. You just you can all shoot fire. You just want to figure out how to do it at the right speed, pinpoint where you want to shoot it at, how much, how hot. So we all just honing our crafts, man, trying to learn how to do better.
That's
man.
right. I mean, we know that, in my humble opinion, black folks are the reason why Twitter is so hot, because we have black Twitter, and we've created so much vibrancy within that app. You look at so many things and how black folks have contributed to these things being cool and making money and all these types of things, but when it's us proposing the ideas, all of a sudden there's all these excuses for why things happen. There's this Kroger, and there used to be a Kroger in my neighborhood in Over the Rhine, and every time I walk past this Kroger, guys would ask me for a ride, right? And why couldn't that idea eventually evolve into Lyft or Uber?
It did.
It did. Of course it did, but we didn't. It wasn't us behind. Well, we weren't the CEOs or founders of those businesses, even though, in my opinion, the ideas came from us. And that's a problem, in my humble opinion.
The idea of managing an idea to fruition, is because it used to be a gang of old dudes sitting outside IGA when it was an IGA. Like, you need a ride home. It was called a bootleg.
The bootleg, that's right.
But then, the infrastructure come in and structured a certain way, and then tell those same people who started it, your car's too old to participate.
Right.
That's crazy, man. So, man, you're not as big of a victim as you think you are, though, to life.
It's true.
You're way more able and capable and empowered than you might think that you are. So, think about your problems long enough, answers come out of them. And that's what you did, man. Kind of tell more backup story of where you come from, like growing up.
Yeah, so I grew up in Northern Virginia. I grew up about 20 minutes from Washington, D.C. Was born in Ohio. My family's from Ohio, but I grew up there. Played football growing up. Grew up in a very multicultural, international part of the United States. And, I saw black doctors. I saw all black folks in every single way of life that you could possibly imagine. And I've seen us, again, in every part of society. So I think seeing that and knowing our contributions to my community and other parts of the United States, I think I have that mind frame that black folks are amazing and capable of all kinds of incredible things. And we have to, in my opinion, continue to support communities that enable those kinds of things to happen. So, again, that's why I came to Cincinnati, and my ears immediately perked up, and my, stitches went off, because I saw amazing community that was happening here. I think Over the Rhine, we would walk to these new bars and these new establishments, and on the way there, we would see kids playing in the street. We would see people having cookout barbecues on their front porch. There is this amazing community, and I think, again, I just want to have more of that. All over the place. And if there's anything that I can do, given my background, what I've seen, to make that happen and have that kind of be the norm, that's what I want to give my time towards. And with like I told you, we have this cart. Some of my most loyal customers are the black folks in that community, and I love them for that, because one, if I'm open, they're there and they're supporting me, and they've taken me under their wing. On the other hand, they're also my most honest customers. If my food is too salty, if it's burnt, whatever, they're going to tell me. And that kind of family environment, I think for me as an entrepreneur who's kind of getting my feet wet and learning the ropes as a food entrepreneur, has been so instrumental to my success.
That's a blessing, too. You getting free marketing studies, free research
That's
studies.
Right.
Hey, man.
That's right.
Yeah, man.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it is. It is, man, to get that support, man. So this show it's rooted in hip hop. I'm a musician. I don't know if you ever been a musician. I seen you do a little DJing.
Nah.
Oh, you just turning up?
I was just turning up.
You just boomeranged it just for the
exactly.
for the gram.
For the gram, that's right.
Hey, man.
I'm an imposter,
But that's all good, man. You like hip hop?
Love hip hop. I always get made fun of because the music that I like tends to be more trappy. I'm more attracted to great beats versus lyricism.
You do this a lot.
Oh yeah, a lot of this, a lot of turning up. You know what I'm saying, with the drink in my hand. So I would say my music tastes are not as sophisticated as someone like yours might be.
So when you growing up, Virginia, Ohio, what are you listening to? What's the soundtrack to your life?
Soundtrack. I would say my musical tastes are very eclectic.
When you were coming up, though.
Oh, when I was growing up, that's a great question. I'm curious your thoughts on this too.
Yeah.
I would say I listened to a lot of Nelly, Saint Lunatics. Exactly. But this was back in the day. I'm sure you remember this. It was all about cities. Yeah. So St. Louis had its own thing. New York had its own thing. all these cities had its own unique, like New Orleans had its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I was really connected to that, like, rep your city kind of thing. And, you know, in DC we had go-go. So I was really a big fan of the go-go kind of vibe and aesthetic.
You
but
took your pants in your boots?
we used rubber bands. You guys ever do that?
Yeah, we used to tie them in the back so, like, when it snow, they won't get messed up.
Yeah, you put rubber bands on the bottoms.
Or in the back of the day, your pants would bleed on your socks or your fresh ones, so you had to tie them up in the back, man, or else it'd be all bad for your white ones.
Did you guys ever put, like, bleach on your jeans? Or was that just a
It used to be a lot of people doing that. I didn't think that was my vibe, but there was a lot of people who made it look hard.
Yeah, we would wear, like, the huge jerseys, you know. That was a style, man.
I used to go looking for clothes in my size, and everybody who was 5'8", 120 pounds had my size shirt on. I'm like, man,
that's right.
I'll just go naked today, man.
So what kind of music were you listening to growing up?
Man, look, growing up, man, I wasn't even into rap until high school. I was all gospel and R&B. So, man, like John P. Key, Daryl Coley, a lot of R&B, man, and older R&B, the Delphonics. Just, I was blessed to be around a lot of good music and have my selection, man. And then when I got in high school, I started getting hip to different rappers like the Locks.
Yep.
And then Biggie, Girl Hit Me to Biggie, man. It just opened my eyes. So I started out singing, and I moved kind of into rap when my voice started changing. The singing wasn't working. It's great. So yeah, man, I need music to survive.
It's kind of interesting. I'm not sure if you feel this way, but I'm 34. I'm about to be 35 in March.
Same.
And I feel like my parents would listen to music in the car, and they'd be like, "Oh, you don't know about this. This is old school."
Yeah.
I'm finding myself doing the same things.
Hey, man, 34 is like 50. 34 is a new 50. Mind state, you just be like, dang, I'm so old, man.
It's true.
Lil Who is out? Lil Who?
Exactly.
Man, I think what it is like after a certain time of being out of school, life gets so real where you don't have the extra RAM to run new music programs. It's just like, I just gotta stick with this library I already got.
It's true.
And then that's when it become. I remember back in my day, because it's like all those songs was the soundtrack to the best parts of your life. So that's why you love them really so much, man. That's crazy.
But did your parents ever say things like, they don't make X genre of music like they used to?
Yeah.
I feel the exact same way.
But that's what a generation is for. A Generation 10 iPhone and a Generation 8 iPhone is different. It's like that whole thing of not wanting change. But change is information, and information is technology. So it's just, you got to roll with it or you're going to get super lost.
Let me ask you a question. I'm not sure if I'm interrupting your questions,
sorry.
but I'm curious your thoughts. I was on Instagram Live, I think it was last week, and there was a DJ who was leaking. I'm not going to say the DJ, of course, but he was leaking the new Drake album.
Yeah.
And it slapped.
I bet.
It slapped. Like, I'm really excited about the new Drake album. But then it got me thinking, Drake has been around for a long, long time. And I feel like you got to respect this dude for him to have the longevity of all that time, for him to continue to make hits. Like, some of his early songs defined my 20s.
Yeah.
And then here I am 34, and I'm feeling like the exact same thing. So I'm curious, as someone who I feel like has more sophisticated taste in music, how does that sound to you? Are you a Drake fan? Where are you at on this?
I like Drake, but I'm not a Drake fan. Like, I never heard a full album. I just I like what I like, and I listen to him casually. I'm kind of like a playlist kind of guy.
Got it.
Instead of a whole album. I used to be a whole album guy, but Drake is definitely amazing. 20 years, pretty much.
20 years.
20, and he 34 like us.
Is he?
Yeah, he might be younger.
He's got to be in our age range.
He's not 36. I know that he either 35 or lower, man. But just to be able to keep going and evolving, I think he get the blueprint from my boy E40.
You think so?
40 is amazing, bro. 40 been here since the 80s, bro.
Controversial statement, but I hear you.
I swear, man, when I first heard 40, I didn't understand either. But once I started listening and actually hearing what he was saying, bro.
I think what E40 did was he put the whole Bay onto a certain style.
Yeah.
And I think E40 was more of a point guard who helped facilitate other people kind of finding their style, finding their voice. Well, I don't know if, no offense to Drake, if he ever listens to this, that he's ever helped elevate other musicians. He's always kind of been the.
You think Drake hasn't?
I'm not sure.
That's pretty much Drake. Drake the last 12 years. That's been him. He taking like he do it kind of like Diddy, like Black Boy JB. You go find who hot in that area, give them a song, and then just hop on it with them. So you put your stamp on something, say it's not even my song. Y'all area did that. That's why he's such the GOAT. Because he give it away.
That's true.
Like Diddy used to just ride waves. You would just be in somebody's videos just doing this that he wasn't even. Like, why is he in here?
True.
But Drake could just. That's how the Block Boy JB thing happened. He said that the guy who made the beat, he just hit him up on IG. He was like, "Bro, are you meaning to contact me?" Mm-hmm. He just give away hits.
It's a great song.
Hey man, shoo, man. But like I said, this is kind of like a hip hop based show, man. So I want to play some hip hop trivia, man. That's what I do on this show.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, man. So what would you say your favorite song is?
Right now? Or in like my life?
That you can think of in life.
Probably Purple Rain by Prince.
Yeah, that's still hip hop.
Is it hip hop?
Man, Prince is so heavily influenced. He heavily influenced so much stuff that it got to leak over into hip hop, man. Yeah, man.
My favorite artist, I would say, though, is Frank Ocean.
Frank Ocean is amazing.
It's my guy.
Frank Ocean, and he a finesser, man.
Yeah.
He finesse Rock Nation. Okay, so let's play a game. This game is called Rappers Be Acting. Okay. I got a couple questions for you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you some questions about an actor.
Okay.
And
an actor or a rapper?
A rapper.
Okay.
I'm trying to find my place at the same time. The name of this game is Rappers Be Acting. This is about artists being in movies. Let's see if you can guess the trivia answers. Okay. You ready?
I hope so.
Let's get it, man. In the movie Set It Off, what was Queen Latifah's character's name?
No idea.
None at all? Not you don't even want to take the time to guess? You want some clues?
I'm not gonna get it. There's no way I'm gonna get it.
You gonna get it, man. Best clue I can give you. Her name was the same as a '90s fortune teller who used to be on TV.
Miss Cleo?
Miss Cleo, man. Call me now. Why didn't you know that?
Listen, man, I get made fun of for this all the time. A lot of the classic black movies,
Ain't seen them.
I'm not hip to them.
Hey, man, I feel it. I'll be the same way.
I just watched like New Jack City this past year. Classic, but you know.
Yeah, man.
I got a lot to learn.
Okay, then you might not know this one either, man. Okay. I'll give you this one first. This rapper from the rowdy group Onyx slammed his role as Blade in the 2006 TV series. What is his name?
And there's a Blade TV series.
Oh, Jesus.
I've seen
bad.
like the movie with Wesley Snipes, but I haven't seen the TV series. Is this the same dude that was in like Sunset Park?
It might be. What you think his name is?
I don't know.
Oh, Sticky Fingers.
Sticky Fingers, man. You set me up, man.
Nah, bruh.
I think he was in Sunset Park.
I think he was. Or that might have been the other group.
I think there was
Fredo Star. Mm-hmm. I got one more.
Okay, let's go.
One more for Rappers Be Acting, man. Okay. Name 5 Will Smith movies, not including Independence Day, Bad Boys, or Men in Black.
5 Will Smith movies?
Not including Independence Day, Bad Boys, or Men in Black.
Does he have to be like a main character?
Nah, he just any movie he been in.
Okay.
I think he been the main character in pretty much all the movies he been in.
Aladdin?
Okay. That's one.
Pursuit of Happiness?
Pursuit of Happiness, man. Hey.
iRobot?
iRobot, y'all.
Will Smith movies.
Yeah. It's always easy to get 3. 4 is good.
4 is tough.
5 is hard.
What's a Will Smith movie? Dang, he's been in so many. He's Millennium Man, is that one? No, with the vampires. I Am Legend. Did I say that already?
I Am Legend. You got one more.
Will Smith.
Do 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 do
Ali.
Ali. That's 5, man. You got it, man. Hey,
That was tough.
one of the three.
That was tough. You set me up. You didn't tell me there was gonna be a trivia component.
Oh yeah, man, you got to get hip. And shout out to Esoteric because you
That's
might
right.
have you might also seen some of the trivia games that we play. We go to Esoteric. We filmed a couple. You might have seen who will win. You might have seen this or that, and you might have seen what else do we shoot up there? Just other random trivia. So make sure you check that out.
Mortar grad 2.
Mortar grad too,
That's
man.
Right.
Esoteric, man.
That's right.
Shout
Doing
out
big
to them.
things.
Yeah, that's a super nice spot.
Oh, beautiful spot.
It's like
That's
luxury
right.
loungish.
That's right. And just really quick, if you don't mind, like that story is so crazy. The owner, Brian Jackson, has done everything that you would want for a beer entrepreneur to do. He has worked with other breweries. He's really tested his product. He did everything. But as we know, to start a brewery requires a lot of resources.
Yeah.
And the traditional route, I think he experienced a lot of closed doors. And, you know, we were able to help him and connect him to some resources and help him get that idea off the ground. And it's a great example of how organizations like Mortar and some other organizations that support entrepreneurs of color and city government and neighborhood development corporations, etc., can come together and support an entrepreneur. So the hope is that we can see the success of entrepreneurs like Brian and keep doing that over and over and over again to have more representation in industries like brewing. So it's a great story.
I like your humble vibes, man. You got a whole humble package you wearing, man. But I want to know more about this process of. I want to know what made you even want to be an entrepreneur, and then that process of thought to thing, because that's where people get hung up. It take time, it take patience, it take a team a lot of times. Talk about the making of.
It's a great question. I feel like this is just a part of the way that I think, the way that I see the world. Pisces like you,
Yeah.
you know, we see the world not for how it is now, but for how it could be. And I'm sure in the same way that you thought I could have this podcast, I can invite people and have conversations, you just put it out into the universe and you took the first step. And I think after that, things just kind of happen.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if there's any sort of one way of doing it, but you have to, in my opinion, put yourself out there and then kind of allow the universe to do the rest of it. So for us with Mortar, we just kind of put ourselves out there. We won a pitch competition for $2,000, and the rest is history. Now Mortar is a multi-million-dollar organization working in neighborhoods across the United States, not because necessarily we're smart or whatever. We just put ourselves out there. We believed in what we were trying to do, and the universe responded in a positive way. The same thing I think applies to my taqueria. I don't have a food background. I like to cook, but you know, I've never run a restaurant. I've never really. I worked in a kitchen for 5 weeks in Mexico City, but that's the really extent of my experience working in a kitchen. Yet I put myself out there. I put myself in positions to learn. I surrounded myself with people that know more than me, and I more importantly humbled myself and recognized how much I don't know, and give myself the space and the time to grow. And I think because of that, Mortar is in a really great position. I think our taqueria is in a really great position. So I think that's kind of been my process.
Yeah. And you started Mortar before the taqueria, right?
Yeah, and I just want to be clear. Mortar is there's 3 co-founders: myself, my best friend from college, William Thomas, and a really good friend of mine. We met in Indianapolis before he moved to Cincinnati, who is now Mortar's executive director. His name is Alan Woods.
Okay, we're gonna have to get y'all back as a group.
That would be great.
To talk about that.
That'd be
because,
great.
like I said, I didn't know before, man. That's just a bonus, man. Talk about some of the things, the hardships you ran into, some of the blockades that made it hard to do Mortar to start.
Oh man, where do we start on that question?
Because people always tell you, man, just go grind, but they never really give you the intricacies of how it happened, man.
Entrepreneurship, as you know, is one of the most difficult things you can do. It's difficult, like, mentally, because you have to wake yourself up every single day and get out of bed because you believe in something.
Yeah.
And oftentimes the world wants to tell you you're not good enough. They want to tell you that your idea is not going to work or whatever it is, for whatever reason. So you still have to have self-confidence and belief in yourself that your idea has a value, and if given the opportunity, you can actually execute on your ideas. I think that's a really difficult thing to do, just to have that belief, like an unwavering belief in yourself. So that's one thing, is just having the confidence and belief that myself and my partners could actually do this. The other thing is, I believe through my experience that there are real barriers preventing, I just say, black people from achieving whatever they want to achieve, whether it's having access to money to get your ideas one step further, whether it's having access to the technical support that you need. An accountant is a great example, or things like that, and having the resources to pay an attorney to pay for some of those things. You have to pay like $150 just to incorporate your business. Like, there are some real systemic barriers that we have to face. I mean, I've encountered so much racism from people, whether it's them saying, "Oh, you're articulate," or whether it's them having a belief about people of color that I believe is racist. You have to just kind of swim through those things, and those things are really difficult, in my opinion, to do over and over again. And then the third thing is just, like, physically, it is so draining. I feel like we have to work 10 times harder just to be at the same level as others, and that really wears you down. I had to travel across the country just so I can be at different conferences, or to give a presentation, or stay up late to go to a dinner at someone's house because I was trying to build a relationship, when at the same time I'm ignoring my own personal needs. And I think over time, those things really wear on you. I think we're oftentimes prepared for things not to go well, but we don't take the same sort of care to prepare for success. To know how to have boundaries, to know how to say no, to know how to take care of yourself. And I found eventually it got to a point where I was burnt out. I wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't having any fun anymore. And I had to have a real gut check with myself and really figure out if it was something I wanted to do, if I was really prepared for entrepreneurship.
That's very important. Okay. So let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times we get the fluff. We get the falling in love portion of the story of entrepreneurship. But you just talked about something that never really gets talked about. Wanting to give up, feeling overwhelmed, maybe anxiety, anxiousness, having a lot on your shoulders. What do you do to get through them times as you build in Mortar?
One thing I'm going to say is I have a great therapist.
Okay, therapy.
I sought out professional help.
Yeah.
So that's one thing, is, I feel like mental health is incredibly important, especially for populations like ours that experience trauma a lot.
Stuff that's traumatic that we don't even consider trauma because we're so numb to it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly right. So one, is I sought professional help. Two, is I found places that brought me joy. Mexico City, which is one of those reasons why I go to Mexico City so often. I say this all the time. I think sometimes in the United States, as black people, we carry this like backpack, and in that backpack is 400 years of history and context that people want to use to have any sort of belief about who we are as people. So we're black first, and when I'm in Mexico, I'm Derrick. I'm a human being. I don't have to carry that backpack. So finding those places where I can be myself and I can let my proverbial hair down. I don't have much hair left, but I can let my hair down and I can just be a human being. There you go. Was really, really, really important. So I can come back re-energized, re-inspired, and with the energy to do this work with excellence. And then the third thing is having, one, mentors who have been in the trenches before, who can tell you based upon their personal experience what pitfalls to avoid, different strategies you can utilize to navigate different situations is really important. Having peers who are also doing their thing, and you can encourage and motivate and inspire one another. You have a really great group of friends who are doing some really cool things across the world. And then the final thing, I think, is giving back and volunteering your time, serving on boards, helping other people. I think having those three things in place is a formula that can help people have strong mental health and a good sense of security in themselves, but also have the energy to go off and do good work.
Yeah. I think that was very important, man. Because I think a lot of times, especially with the corona, the whole 2020, a lot of times people feel extra alone in what they think they feel.
Man, that's right.
So for
That's
you to
right.
even say that, like, it was a time where I didn't think I could do it or felt like giving up. Man, people need those jewels to be dropped all the time. It's a lot of people getting into entrepreneurship, and man, we just need it, man.
Yeah, I think we really just gotta be honest with ourselves about how difficult entrepreneurship is. I think we see things on TV, like what is it called,
Shark Tank,
Shark Tank, or
and that's really what I feel like Mortar is Shark Tank.
it's so much more than that.
Yeah.
It is so much more than that. Like I mentioned to you, the class that I went through, it was specifically for black men, and in that class, we're talking about we had a therapist come in, and we just talked about trauma.
Yeah,
Like that was our class. Trauma as black men. We don't talk about that on Shark Tank. You don't really have those kinds of conversations about trauma.
that's hard.
It's really hard. I mean, in our opinion, we know as black people, not all of everything, of course, but we know a lot of the challenges that we experience as black people and as black entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And we try to bring as much as we can into a contained space so that we can prepare ourselves not just to be successful entrepreneurs, but to be whole people who are also trying to make a living for themselves. And that's where I think Mortar is different from Shark Tank or some other similar types of organizations that focus on entrepreneurship. It's so much more than that, in my opinion.
That's hard because, like you said, man, men not supposed to feel. They don't want you to feel nothing.
That's right.
They want you to pretty much be numb to the world. Like, and some of that energy that you need to get out, it's toxic. It's like urinating, defecating.
That's right.
So pretty much it's like you shouldn't even be able to defecate. If you told somebody that, like, never take a dump ever in life.
Like, don't breathe.
Don't breathe.
What? How is that possible? How are you supposed to live life without acknowledging that fear exists? Or that you're afraid of, like, it's impossible, yet that's the expectation that people have on us. And I just think it's unhealthy.
Yeah.
And I think Mortar in our community also acknowledges that too. We're human beings.
So how do you go through a program you created? That sounds wild. that's balling. That's stunting.
Yeah, it was a cool experience, man.
Relax.
I think a lot of my experiences was at a very high level. You know, we were working with folks to write things and to draft things, but I didn't read every single page. I knew theoretically what was in our program. I knew theoretically what we were supposed to do, but I had never experienced that as a person on the other side of the table. And to be on the other side of that table and to know how I'm tooting our own horn, of course, but I really believe this, how thorough the program is, the resources that we provide, how it really acknowledges the whole person. It really, quite honestly, like it reignited, is the word maybe, my passion for entrepreneurship. It made it so much easier for me to go out and to ask funders for money because I knew how powerful our program was. I could see the change, not just in other people who are my classmates, but in myself as an entrepreneur. So it was an amazing experience. You know, I tell anyone who will listen that I think Mortar is a life-changing program, and I say that not as someone who helped found the program. I say that as someone who has gone through it themselves, and I'm honored to say that I'm a graduate.
Something else I want to talk about with Mortar is who like you say you reach out to people. Who else helps Mortar do what they do for what other workshops or resources do you provide?
Yeah. So Mortar is a 16-week program, and within those 16 weeks, we teach the building blocks of entrepreneurship. Who are you as a person, and what motivates you to start this business? How do you reach your target audience? How do you structure your business? How do you manage your money so that you're not robbing Peter to pay Paul? How do you give a presentation in a way that can position you to raise money? All those kinds of things we teach in a 16-week program. In addition to that, we connect every person with a coach from an organization named SCORE, and they provide one-on-one mentorship to help you, troubleshoot any challenges you're experiencing, to ask questions if you need to, but also to build relationships. SCORE is a great organization, but it's a predominantly white organization. And we wanted to provide spaces for cross-pollination so that they can learn from our entrepreneurs and our entrepreneurs can learn from them. So that's another thing. We were able to raise a pretty considerable amount of money to also invest in our entrepreneurs, recognizing that access to capital can be a barrier for Black entrepreneurs. So we directly invest in our entrepreneurs as well. And we work with developers. We work with city government. We work with a whole variety of folks so that as these folks are looking for tenants to occupy these new storefronts, they don't go to their traditional Rolodex of people who look like them. They come to Mortar, and they go through our Rolodex of people who have been vetted, who have gone through, in my opinion, a world-class program. And they can trust that because they've been through this setting and they have graduated from this program, that they're as trusted, if not more so, of an investment as anybody else. So we're really trying to change the decision-making process of development so that you don't go to your Rolodex of people who you might know or who might look like you. You use an alternative system, which is Mortar grads or grads of programs like ours. Mm-hmm. So that's how it works.
Can you name some more brands that you guys help to give a foundation to?
Sure. If you go to Uptown near Kroger, there is a store. It's called Pause. And inside of Pause, there are 3 different Mortar graduates who are working together to operate the storefront. One of them is named District 78. She does candles. She sells plants. One of them is Diamond Crystal Bar. And we have a massage therapist in there as well. We have a lot of food entrepreneurs who have come through our program. There is one, Magnificent Morsels, has the best shrimp and grits I've ever had. There's another one, I'm forgetting her name off the top of my head. Southern Grace has the best mac and cheese you've ever had in your whole life.
You get free lifetime supplies at all these places?
I don't. I don't want lifetime supply. I want to patronize those businesses and give them money. So yeah, it's places like that. You mentioned Donnie Harper, good company. Yeah. He's a great guy. There's another D-Mob, exactly. Yeah. Really talented artist as well. Yeah. There's another cookie spot in Over the Rhine, Sugar.
I heard about them.
Excellent cookies. So yeah, it's people like that.
I'm at y'all neck. I got a weakness for cookies, man.
Davis Cookie Company is an amazing cookie spot as well. It's in Bond Hill.
I don't need no more cookies, man. I need to stop cold turkey.
Same, bro. Same. COVID has not been friendly to my belly, you know.
Hey, man, it's been a delicious 11 months.
It's been. You're right. It's been delicious, but I'm hurting right now, you know.
Y'all gotta have a fitness startup come through.
Agreed.
Hey,
it's true. It's true.
Hey, yeah, man. Hey, so if you do that,
come through Mortar.
Yeah. How can they get in touch with Mortar if they want to get into the program?
Yeah, it's www.wearemortar.com. Mm-hmm. There's a tab you can click on that has our application. I believe it's under the program tab. Fill out that application, and we will be in contact with you to help you walk through the application process, and then we'll start interviews, and fingers crossed you get in the program. But the reality is, our program is incredibly competitive because you look at the graduates who have come out of our program, and you can see that this program is making a difference. So one side effect of that is we have a pretty significant waiting list. Yeah. It's very competitive, so if someone does want to apply, I would recommend they do it ASAP.
Yeah. That's what's up, man. Best advice you ever received?
I think the best advice I ever received is, I'm gonna butcher the phrase, but it's like, you are your number one cheerleader. You. So when those times where I wish that somebody would acknowledge something good that I had done or whatever, I'm always reminded that I am my own number one cheerleader, and I can't expect other people to give me the sense of appreciation or love or whatever. That's my own responsibility for myself. So I think that recognizing that and knowing that I have that power to be my own greatest cheerleader, I think has liberated me from looking for attention or whatever from other people.
Yeah, man.
Can you share what yours is too? I'm very curious.
The best advice that I ever got, make sure it's a fart. That might be the most sound advice. Because sometimes it don't feel like it. Sometimes you can tell, but sometimes you're like, I don't really know. And if you try to...
And sometimes you think you know, but you're wrong.
Yeah, man. And it tell you don't know nothing about life. It turn you back into a baby.
Give me some context. Put some around that. Why is that your best advice?
Because you need to know that, man. You might be out somewhere, man. And you're like, man, if I can just squeeze this air around this dump that I know that's in there, I just want to get it around and out. Around and out. But man, yeah, make sure it's a fart.
I'm not sure there's anything more demoralizing than being wrong about that.
It's the most humiliating. It's
It
the
is.
most humble you will ever be.
It's true.
Yes, man. You turn back into a toddler.
It's true.
Yeah, man.
Not speaking from experience, of course. I've heard from other people, you know.
I'm speaking from experience. That's the worst, man. Especially when you just got out the shower. You like,
right.
man, nah! Now you gotta take your clothes off.
Gotta go back in. That's hilarious.
Hey, man, yeah, man. Make sure you check us out on YouTube, man. At YouTube, you can check us out at Nomtombout Radio. That's NOMTOMBOUT Radio. NOMTOMBOUT Radio, or just stop by the crib, man. 6centsmedia.com, man. I only got you for a little bit more, but I want to have some more fun, man. If you could talk to an entrepreneur, somebody who might, an up and coming entrepreneur, just general advice you might need to know. The best advice you can give.
The best advice to an up and coming entrepreneur. Yeah, I would just, say be ready to work really hard if you really want it, If you don't really want it, do something else. Don't waste your time, don't waste your money. And I think there's nothing to be embarrassed about if you decide that entrepreneurship isn't for you at the time. You could always do it again in the future, but I think entrepreneurship is, like I said before, really, really hard. And I would say just have that honest gut check with yourself and see if it's what you want to do. And if it is, I think it requires a huge mindset shift, like this huge paradigm shift. I think previously, before entrepreneurship, I had a mindset, and I still struggle with this sometimes, where I would see the world for everything that could go wrong. I would see all of the problems. But I think as an entrepreneur, you have to be solution-oriented. You have to see everything as not just an opportunity, but a place where you can find fun and joy, like a playground where you can try a whole bunch of different things. So I would say, it's about, one, having that gut check with yourself and recognizing whether or not there's something you really want to do, but also training your mind to see the world as a place of opportunity versus a place where things can go wrong. Because things always go wrong. It's like an inevitable part of life.
That's kind of where the therapist situation comes into
Exactly.
play, because that anxiety that you give yourself by thinking about everything that could possibly go wrong is not only making your life bad mentally, but it's also a stagnator.
Definitely.
And you will look up and you'll be 10 years down the line still just afraid of life.
That's right.
So, man.
I have my therapist gave me a thing for my fridge.
Yeah.
A magnet for my fridge. And it says, it's not the end of the world until it is.
Yeah.
Because I would always go to therapy and I'd be like, the world's going to end. All these bad things are happening. I'm like, blah. Yeah. So he gave me this magnet to put on my refrigerator to read. It's not the end of the world until it is. To remind myself that when bad things happen, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
It's just another part of life. So, yeah, I would definitely agree with what you said.
Yeah, man. Another thing I heard was don't believe everything you think. That was crazy when I heard that one.
Facts.
You drive yourself crazy, man.
It's facts.
And you can't really do nothing prosperous in that mindset. So it's like, it's more than a double-edged sword.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we was talking about farts earlier, man. What's the longest you held a fart, man?
Oh, boy.
We asked this to everybody. Man.
Oh, boy. That's a good question. I would say when I've been to Mexico, because I've been on the other side of it, I can hold a fart for a long time because I don't know if it's a fart or not. So
Yeah.
I would say several hours for sure.
Even with all the frijoles? Frijoles?
Frijoles.
Frijoles?
Uh-huh. Yeah, for sure.
Hey, yeah, man. Let's talk about a little bit of the travel real quick, man, because
Okay.
I see you bounce all over the place,
It's
man.
huge, man. We got to travel, see the world.
Yeah, man.
We gotta see ourselves outside of the United States worldview. I think we have to experience that.
Yeah.
I went to Africa for the first time, and I experienced Black American privilege.
Yeah.
I went to places, and I was served first. People were waiting on me. They wanted to make sure that I was the happiest person at the table. I went to this bar in South Africa, and I'm sitting on the other side of the bar, and the bar probably has 50 people there.
Mm-hmm.
And you do one of these things, you just kind of wait because it's gonna be a long time. They saw me do it, they came right to me, and I think it's because I look like a Black American. They could tell, and I've never experienced that before. Coming from the United States, where I feel like the opposite happens, to know that there's another way of seeing myself as someone who's deserving of all these great things it was a transformational experience for me. My sister just went to Nigeria for the first time, and she said the exact same thing. So I think for us, as Black descendants of slaves, it's so important for us to remove ourselves from this United States worldview and to see ourselves in different parts of the world and experience what it's like to be a human being.
Yeah.
So I think that's really important.
That's crazy. Experience what it's like to be a human being. Just a human being.
Just a human being. The base, a human being.
That's crazy. It sounds crazy when you said it out loud that like a lot of us just haven't experienced being like a free person.
That's right.
It's always some type of baggage.
That's right. We always got to I think we always have to protect ourselves.
Yeah.
Always. I mean, at least that's how I feel. But I think in some places, a lot of places, you can turn that part of your brain off.
Yeah.
And so liberating.
That's crazy.
My goal is, my mom is the only person in my family who has never been outside of the country. My brother and I helped her get her passport a couple years ago. And I decided this year, once she gets vaccinated, I'm taking her to Mexico.
So y'all getting vaxxed?
I think I'm going to get vaccinated.
What's making you want to do that?
I trust in the science behind it.
Really?
I do. Yeah.
You trust Bill Gates? I'm sick of hacking computers. I'll hack humans.
Do you have any evidence to support that?
I know what he does for a living.
What does he do for a living?
He works on computers. A person is a computer. So it's just a reflection. I'm getting tired of programming computers. Let's program people. I think that's what why is he at the front line of a vaccine? He's not a doctor. And I heard that the vaccine is the mRNA.
Moderna?
Yeah, I heard it like can erase a strand of your DNA, replace it with a synthetic strand of DNA that connects to the cloud. So they're like, man, forget being broke. They just gonna turn you off. Like, oh, we sick of you. You just fall out on the street.
I've never read that before. I've never heard of this before. I'll look into it. But I have a twin brother, and my twin brother has gotten the Moderna vaccine. Really? So I think in some ways I can kind of see from a distance if he has any side effects or anything. I also have read that the vaccine, one of the main contributors was a Black woman. And I trust Black women, and I trust that they would not be affiliated with something. Something like that. Yeah. So I trust it.
I haven't forgot about
Tuskegee?
The Tuskegee experiment.
Yep. That's fair.
They killed Hank Aaron, man.
Who did?
Just the other day.
Who killed him?
Hank Aaron got the vaccination, and I think within either a day or something like that, he died.
Really?
Yeah.
I need to read that. I didn't know that it was related to the vaccine.
It was pretty much immediate. I just don't trust the government like that no more.
You have every right for that opinion.
Because like, I feel like time is information and technology. That's why I feel like we're speeding through time right now because there's so much access to information. So like, I don't trust the government to have my best. I don't trust my oppressor to cure me of anything. I don't. Don't touch that.
It's fair.
Yeah. It make me even leery about just like it's eating out and just people handling. It make you really appreciate your ability to like handle your temple more. What's something what have you learned most over the course of 2020 and lockdown? What has Corona taught you?
A couple of things. Learn Spanish. I speak Spanish now.
That's what's up.
Another thing, I think, being present. I'm always thinking about the next thing. I'm always on a hamster wheel. And I've avoided being present oftentimes because it also would bring me anxiety because I start thinking about all the things that could go wrong. Yeah. But I've gotten a lot more comfortable with being present. And I'm definitely grateful of that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one of the things that 2020 taught me is gratitude.
Yep.
I definitely
Of
seen my vibration raise when giving gratitude, and like residual a residual raise that like lasted.
It's a great point.
So like, man, it just made a lot of stuff evident.
Yeah, man, we're alive, and
Yeah, you got to take advantage of that.
got to take advantage of that. My pops just got COVID, and he was in the hospital, and he had heart surgery last year. So we were really worried about his outlook, but he survived, and I think seeing not just his recovery, but how he's now like so hungry for life and wants to experience everything. It's just been really great. So I think the gratitude thing you're exactly right about.
Yeah, they say scientifically when you showing gratitude, your body is not able to feel sadness or any like bad emotion.
And you're able, I think, to attract more from the universe.
Yeah.
One thing I do want to say, I want to make sure I say this as a piece of advice. One book that I've read that is, for me, the most instrumental book that I've ever read is called The Alchemist.
Yeah, I heard it. I heard about it.
It's by Paulo Coelho.
Yeah.
And reading that book has really helped me to recognize that I'm not alone. The universe is also one of my partners that's conspiring to help me achieve my goals, to live a life of joy with the things that I want, and not to be, I think, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Not to be insecure of wanting things. Like, it's okay to be happy. It's okay to want to have nice things or to be able to travel the world. Like, all of these things, in my opinion, are okay. And I think reading a book like The Alchemist has helped me to feel more comfortable with those things and to put myself in a position to receive all the abundance of the universe.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I definitely think a lot of us just don't feel like we deserve a lot of stuff.
That's right.
And you got to start asking why not instead of why. Why not? Why can't I have what I want? That shouldn't be too much to ask, man.
It shouldn't be.
Is that the same book that says the universe gets out the way of a person who can decide what they want?
More or less, yeah.
Hey.
Yep, that's it.
So check that out, man.
Check it out,
man. But I definitely appreciate the time. I know you got to get up out of here, man. But I do want to play one last game with you. That's what we do here, man. This is the game show, man. I'm really working on that. So I got this game, man, that I play with everybody called This or That. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 2, 3, maybe 4 options. You tell me either this option or that option. Simple, right? All right, man. So here we go. You ready?
See.
Let's go, man. You already talked about this, man. Gold Star Skyline.
That.
Just whatever you prefer.
Oh, sorry. I don't know if you were saying okay. I'm a Skyline guy.
Okay. Gold Star over here, man. Cat or dog?
Dog.
Would you rather constantly stumble while walking or constantly stutter while speaking?
That's a great question. Stutter while speaking.
Stutter while speaking? Even with the amount of people you got to talk to all the time?
Yeah, because then I won't have to talk to anybody. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
I might just start stuttering on accident. Some people just be like, man, forget
Exactly.
it, bro. Forget it, bro. All right, wedgie in public. Are you pulling it out or are you going to try to walk it out?
I'm pulling it out.
Just
Yeah,
no hiding it, just go.
I'm doing it.
Hey, man. I used to have this move I used to do in high school where I would act like I looked back at somebody and it would just fall out. I should have patented that move, man.
The question that I wonder is if it's, you got a little scratch back there. You going to scratch in public or you going to...
I'm not scratching in public, man. I'm not... Well, what would I do, man, if it itch in public, man? I might get my Meg Thee Stallion on and just drop it like it's hot, twerk till my cheeks slap and subside the itch.
Oh, my God. Okay. Wild boy.
All right, let's see, man. Okay. I never realized I got so many crazy questions, man. Okay. It's wash day. All your clothes are dirty. Are you going commando or are you turning your drawers inside out?
Inside out.
Yeah. I never had nobody pick that one. As long as everybody say go commando. PlayStation or Xbox?
I'm indifferent. I'm not a gamer.
Okay. Cookie or brownie?
Cookie.
Center or edge?
Of the brownie?
Yeah.
Center.
Yeah, it's soft still. Okay, Beyonce or Whitney?
Both. I don't want to choose that one.
Okay. All right, Cash Money or No Limit? This might decide if this interview is over now or in like 4 more questions.
No Limit.
Whoa. Okay. See y'all next week, man. Wrong guy. Nah, man, I mess with No Limit, but Cash Money got it for the 99 to 2000, man. Martin.
No Cash Money without No Limit, though.
You can say that.
It's true.
You can say that.
Master P put the whole bayou on.
Man, Master P is still out here being
is.
a mastermind, bro.
He is.
Yeah, man.
Got to give that dude flowers while we can. He's a revolutionary, in my opinion.
He is a why notter. Why not?
Remember we had the shoes back in the day?
He got shoes now. He always had his own of something.
He did.
I used to think that was so corny, and then they killed all the name brands pretty much. Where now it's just cool to be you. Mm-hmm. And I just see like, dang man, he believed in himself. That was self belief. What he was showing.
Exactly right, man.
That's hard, man. Martin or Fresh Prince?
Martin.
Yeah, I feel it. Prince or Mike?
Prince.
Yeah. Late nights or early mornings?
Late nights, easy. That was the easiest question you asked me all day.
Newport Kings or Newport 100s? Box or soft pack, man?
Believe it or not, I've never smoked a cigarette in my life.
It ain't too late, man. Go get you a pack, man. Make sure you do this.
A pack of, so you're saying which one's the pack?
Newports 100s versus Kings.
Are those both like packs of cigarettes?
Yeah, they both pack. Newport Kings is like the smaller cigarette. Newport 100s is like the ones that's like this big, the Cruella de Vil long ones.
Okay.
It's like a cigarette Black and Mild.
I don't know. Sorry.
It's all good. All right, I got a couple more for you, man. Bowl or burrito?
Burrito.
Yeah. Carl Winslow or Phillip Banks?
Carl Winslow.
Yeah, man. I liked Carl Winslow better, but he was just a pushover, man. I think Harriet she was the sheriff in that town.
Phillip Banks also was kind of a pushover.
Yeah, but Phillip Banks, he was an attorney, so he can get you out of the way more. A judge. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you say Carl?
Carl.
Yeah, man.
It's my kind of leader.
Okay. Let's see, man. Biscuit, Popeyes, KFC, Cheddar Bay.
The right answer is Bojangles.
I've heard this before.
It's fire. It's Popeyes or what?
Popeyes, KFC, or Cheddar Bay. A Red Lobster biscuit.
Popeyes. But the answer is Bojangles.
Popeyes is a delicious suffocation. You're going to suffer. You're going to be like, oh.
You're going to hurt, for sure. But it's delicious.
Yeah, definitely.
Slaps.
Them joints is crazy. Mm-hmm. They don't even be hot no more, man. Okay, light skin Aunt Viv or dark skin Aunt Viv, though?
Probably dark skin.
Yeah. Okay. And very last one, man. If I could offer you $1,000 right now or your current relationship, which one you taking?
Like with a partner?
No. Either your relationship or $1,000. If I could offer you $1,000 cash right now, would you stay in your relationship or would you take the money?
I would take the relationship.
Okay. Hey, man. I get a lot. I think I only had like 2 people be like, man, give me the cash, man. One girl was with her dude and it was bad.
Money's already out there.
Yeah, man.
That relationship is special.
Come together, 2 heads better than one, and manifest $1 million.
That's
man.
Right.
Yeah, man. So that's the end of the show for today, man. Definitely appreciate Derrick coming through, man, sharing his story.
Great to meet you.
Yeah, man. Appreciate meeting you too, man. If you want to get in touch with Derrick or sign up for Mortar, tell them how they can do that one more time.
Yeah. Go to www.wearemortar.com. Click on the program tab, fill out that application, and we'll be in contact with you soon.
Yeah, man. Also, make sure you pull out your mobile device and go to www.sixsensemedia.com. That is the website, SIXXSENSE. MEDIA, man. We got all types of content there, man, from the Now I'm Talking About radio show and the Type Shit podcast, man. You can also check out the music I make there. There's videos there. It's the central hub for everything that we present here at 6 Sense Media, man. If you need a type shit shirt to rep the podcast, man, make sure you get that, man. I got the Never Not Praying joints in, man. So just hit me up, man. I'm always creating. So, yeah, man, let's get to know each other, man. If you know anybody who you would like to feature on the show that's moving and shaking in some type of form or fashion, man, also hit me up. You can do that at the Contact Us tab on the website. I think that's all I got for right now, man. Appreciate y'all coming through. This has been Now I'm Talking About Radio, 91.7 WVXU, HD2 FM. Stream us live on radioartifact.com each and every Wednesday at 11 o'clock a.m. Or like I said, man, just check us out, www.sixcentsmedia.com. I'm talking about, out of here. Goodbye.
Got me looking at my phone like she